Good afternoon, ladies. It's still morning. Never mind. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you are having a wonderful day out there. Thank you as always for joining me here. For you guys, it's a completely other day, but for myself, it's Christmas morning, actually. We've already gone, opened the presents, had a great breakfast, had just a good time, and now it is time for a little freak out. Zappa, Mothers of Invention. We are listening to this debut studio album released 1966. Like I said, basically as far as I can see, the debut of Frank Zappa, but also the Mothers of Invention. It's kind of cool to kind of come back to their debut and their beginnings here. We're listening to this because this was suggested and sponsored by Alan. So Alan, thank you so much for the over-the-top support with the album sponsorship and for the recommendation. This should be really, really cool to dive into. This had also been suggested, I see. I may not have it exactly right, but I believe that it at least had been mentioned as well by Ken L, by Swirl, by, hold on, I got to pull up some of your names here. Maybe Brian Hale, Randy Lee, I see you as well. Dan Teen, Eric Auhlander, I think I got your name right here. Garrick's Apprentice, you had mentioned this one alongside with Joe's Garage. Discount Deity. And there may be a couple more, but that's at least who I'm seeing right here in the initial. CoJC, I see you as well. And it goes on a little bit from there. So thank you guys so much for the suggestion. I'm excited to dive into this one. Also, Alan had said that this is considered the very first double album, which is kind of interesting. So I have the Wikipedia pulled up here, as I often and always do, I should say, when I'm listening to the music. Always the Wikipedia and the lyrics, at least as a base reference. And I couldn't help but see, of course, often cited as one of rock music's first concept albums. It is a satirical expression of band leader Frank Zappa's perception of American pop culture and the nascent freak scene of Los Angeles. It is often incorrectly cited as the second rock music double album ever released, following the release of Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde just 1 week earlier. In fact, both were preceded by Jimmy Clanton's Jimmy's Happy / Jimmy's Blue, released in 1960, and by some compilations. However, it does seem to have been the first double debut album by a rock artist, and it was originally released in Europe as an abridged single album. That's the info. That's the base camp of our current expedition. So I hope that you guys are excited to dive into it. I know I am for sure. Of course, if you'd like to be like Alan, you could of course sponsor song requests and album requests over on the Buy Me a Coffee. It's right there. Link below. Patreon for exclusive content as well. Besides just music content, as we're doing here with reactions. I'm also watching a little bit of Doctor Who now over there, kind of diving into that a little bit, and so on and so forth. So hope that you guys are having a great day. Hope you're having a lovely morning. If you don't mind just clicking that like button, it helps a great deal on my end. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into the first track here, which is going to be Hungry Freaks Daddy. Let's see where this goes. We're just sipping on a little water today. Hope you guys are doing well. This one, of course, is to you.
Mr. America, walk on by your schools that do not teach. Mr. America, walk on by the minds that won't be reached. Mr. America, try to hide the emptiness that's you inside. But once you find that the way you lied and all the corny tricks you tried will not forestall the rising tide of hungry freaks, Daddy.
Very psychedelic.
That turns away from those who aren't afraid to say what's on their minds. The left behinds of the great society.
Okay. That drum is way in the back, that snare roll.
Hungry freaks, daddy.
That's a really nice swing to it.
Mr. America, walk on by your supermarket dream. Mr. America, walk on by the liquor store supreme. Mr. America, try to hide the product of your savage pride, the useful minds that it denied. The day you shrugged and stepped aside, you saw their clothes and then you cried. Those hungry freaks, daddy. They won't go for no more great Midwestern hardware store philosophy that turns away from those who aren't afraid to say what's on their minds. The left behind of the great society.
That part. So the first thing that's standing out to me is how incredibly psychedelic this is sounding. I mean, of course, 66, I guess, it's right in that era. But it's kind of really cool to hear the band in this form and in this kind of genre and tone, because I love how dreamy a lot of the music sounds. That has a certain kind of swing to it. That to me is absolutely one of that 60s psychedelic kind of sound there. And then Frank is still singing, or in this case, he's singing almost in a half-speaking voice, and I like the way that it works in this track. You kind of get a nice eggs view of the eventual bird that Zappa would become later, and of course in his works and his discography and his music. But it's kind of cool to see the beginnings here and how it seems very humble in a certain way. Like, to an extent, this is relatively straightforward, but there's still those little bits and pieces of weirdness and of zappiness that would come through. That Vazula, I don't even know what that instrument is. That thing. I always forget what that's called for some reason. Is it a Vazula? A Zuzula? What you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I always forget the name of that thing exactly. I think it starts with a Z or the V. That thing, though, like it sounds so funny coming in here, almost a little bit of comic relief tonally and a little bit of a shift, but it still works because it settles itself into that weirdness, that strangeness, that quirkiness, that psychedelicness of the music. It inserts itself in. It's that kind of like unique random sound that pops up, but it still works itself very well in here. And I love the guitar tone as well that Zappa's playing with here. It sounds really, really like satisfying, and it just kind of sways there fuzzily in the back. I really enjoy that. The drums are definitely more pushed back, as happens with a lot of music around this time. But I thought this was a really like kind of, to me, a gentle opening to the band, to the album, and it's quite nice. These lyrics. Mr. America, walk on by your schools that do not teach. Mr. America, walk on by the minds that won't be reached. Mr. America, try to hide the emptiness that's you inside. But once you find that the way you lied and all the corny tricks you tried will not forestall the rising tide of hungry freaks, daddy. Like, you can only keep the people down so long. Eventually the people will be hungry for more, and they're coming for you, daddy. Now the lyrics are kind of making sense. They won't go for no more great Midwestern hardware store. Philosophy that turns away from those who aren't afraid to say what's on their minds, the left behinds of the great society. I believe that this is going to be a double entendre. Not only, great society like the satirical look of America as well, but also we covered a track from the Great Society, Sally Come Round the Roses, Sally Round the Roses, something of that nature as well, which I can't help but think that that's probably in relation with the psychedelic touch and probably a reference to another band, right? Mr. America, walk on by your supermarket dream, the liquor store supreme. Yeah, liquor store. Well, now I guess it's smoke shop, liquor store, everywhere. Mr. America, try to hide the product of your savage pride, the useful minds that it deny, the day you shrugged and stepped aside. You saw their clothes and then you cried, those hungry freaks, daddy. They won't go for no more great miss. It goes on from there. So definitely based off what we read, that kind of, satirical, critical look at America, at the society, at the U.S. and such. And now I like how the title of the track, Hungry Freaks Daddy, like if you were just to take the title of the track, it doesn't necessarily make sense. But looking, there's a comma in between and it's an exclamation. It's a statement being made and spoken to. Those hungry freaks, comma, daddy. And then it makes sense within the context here of the music. Let's go ahead and move on into the next track here, which I Ain't Got No Heart.
What makes you think that you're so fine that I wouldn't throw away the groovy life I lead? 'Cause maybe what you got, it sure ain't what I need.
Like the heaviness that comes in from the drums and those hits. That's very Zappa.
Girl, you'd better go away. I think that life with you would be just not quite the thing for me. Why is it so hard to see my way?
Like that is very later Zappa.
It's just not what I want to do. Why should an embrace or two make me such a part of you? I ain't got no heart to give it.
Okay, the album was called Freak Out, and there was absolutely a freak out there at the end. It just goes soft at the end there. Okay, I love the heaviness that's inserted here, especially in regards to the drums and the sounds there. That's going to be Jimmy Carl Black on the drums on this particular track here. And I like how it almost acts as like a timpani. It almost has that kind of quasi-orchestral kind of tempo and sound to it, and especially with the way that Black is playing those drums there. Those hits are very much like a signature of Zappa and what he would do later. There's a slight kind of dramatic and cartoonish aspect to that sound. And I mean that with the highest regards. Like, it makes it a little bit more interesting, not taken so seriously. And yet it's still steeped in a serious tea of psychedelic swirl here. And I think that that works so well. I really like Zappa's singing too as well. It's really cool, like even just historically, to listen to Zappa at this point. I wonder how old he was when he made this album, or when he was working this album. It was released in 1966. Let's see. Zappa was born in 1940, so he was 26 at this point then. So 26, and like he's already making music like this, and like to me very grounded, and yet still pushing towards and viewing towards something a little bit more experimental and abstract, and playfully so. Right? And I think it's really cool just to kind of get an idea of this foundation to see where, of course, he would launch himself further on. But the drums stood out the most to me in this particular track. And like I said, as it moved from that kind of dreamy, fun, and yet directed sound to those heavy hits, bum, 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 and like the way that Zappa would speak on that. And those drums were hits here. And then a final freak out. I mean, he just loses it. Ain't got no heart to give away. I sit and laugh at fools in love. There ain't no such thing as love. No angels singing up above today. Girl, I don't believe in what you say. You say your heart is only mine. I say to you, you must be blind. What makes you think that you're so fine that I would throw away the groovy life I lead? Baby, what you got, it sure ain't what I need. He's saying you're good, but you ain't all of that. I don't believe in love. I'm not trying to get tied down. Listen, what makes you think I'm going to give up my groovy way of life? I think that life with you would be just not quite the thing for me. Why is it so hard to see my way? Yeah, he's here for a fun time, not a long time. Why should I be stuck with you? Geez, it's just not what I want to do. Why should an embrace or two make me such a part of you? I ain't got no heart to give away. That is heartless. I guess in my mind, he says, why should an embrace or two make you feel like, this is going to be a thing? Yeah, well, quite admittedly, he says, I ain't got no heart. Let's move on to the next track, which it seems like we're kind of doing a Wizard of Oz thing here. First, he ain't got no heart. And now the next track, who are the brain police? Who are the thought police? Let's find out. Kind of like Iron Man. A little bit.
Will you do if we let you go home?
Love that bass line.
And the plastic's all melted, and so is the chrome.
Like that echo on the vocals.
Who are the brain police?
Very drowsy.
What will you do when the label comes up and the plastic's all melted and the chrome is too soft?
Another freak out. He is having a freak out. I love all that echo on the voice and the way
We're
it
the plastic that melted and the chromium too. Who are the brain police?
What, is that a synth? He's blowing something. Gotta figure out what sound that was at the end, because it sounds like something that's blown. Like I'm still thinking of that Vuvuzela or Zazula, whatever it's called, but I don't quite think it is. And I'm looking at the personnel list right here really quick, and I can't quite guess what it would be. I mean, Ray Collins sound effects. What kind of sound effects? Even noises. Motorhead, Sherwood, Hypophone. Never heard of it. Could be some sort of weird object on the trumpet. I'm actually unsure completely of what that could be. And it is a very interesting sound. The bass playing is what sets up this track, and it kind of gives it a spooky kind of vibe. The bass performed by Roy Estrada, who's also at some point handling some guitar on as well. I love that bass movement, that rhythm and that groove, and the way that it just kind of slinks in this very languid way throughout the first half of the track before that freak out is very cool. Zappa's voice is deep and hypnotic and just kind of dun 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 dun. He's just kind of richly just speaking and kind of, to me, kind of luring you into a certain fold, a certain mindset, almost hypnotically. And I think that this track just kind of pulls you into its little bit of a vortex. But I really like that bass playing and the way that he played there in the verse especially. And then there's something here. This deep fuzziness reminds me of Iron Man from Black Sabbath. This came first, obviously. But like, I think that that's really cool. Like there's this heavy, hazy, drugged element to this sound here. And then when it moves on from that... All right, I like the percussion there. Here. And the plastics all melted. I don't know what it is. I'm unsophisticated, so I can't tell you what it is. But there's something about the drum pattern and the meter which is playing. It's like it's playing slightly off, and I was trying to count it out. Like, you know how you play like the snare on the what is it? 2 and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something that he's doing there that's just slightly off, but I was trying to count it out. Like, is he playing it on the 1 and the 3 instead? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or he's just playing onto the 1 because of the slower tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, which throws it off a little bit. I don't know. There's something that he's doing there when he's playing the drums. There's something happening with it. I can't tell. But then that explosion midway through that just throws everything to the garbage disposal. That's a freak out, right? Actually, the album, right? But what I like is that, let me read the lyrics as we go. What will you do if we let you go home? And the plastic's all melted and so is the chrome. I almost imagine that's like the police saying, what will you do if we let you go? Who are the brain police? What will you do when the label comes off and the plastic's all melted and the chrome is too soft? Like asking questions. And then this part where he's saying, I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. That's almost like a panic attack. Or maybe perhaps that is the realization of this is what will happen. An answer to the questions here. What will you do what will you do if you go home and the plastic's all melted and so is the chrome? Like everything's gone. Everything's dissolved. Maybe there's a sense of loss. What will you do if you go home and everything's not the way it was before? And then the answers, I think I'm going to die. Maybe, what does the chrome and the plastic represent? Those figures and figments of your reality. Who are the brain police? What will you do if the people you knew were the plastic that melted and the chromium too? So now we're getting a little bit more meaning towards it. It's not just plastic and chromium. These mean people. That's the interpretation here. So what will you do if the people are all melted? What will you do if the people are all gone? What will you do without people? What will you do without your friends, your family, society, community, etc.? Maybe there is an article here about the Brain Police. Says it was released as a single. It said Zappa said the song has a religious theme, according to one source. It says he wrote the song, or about the song in the liner notes. At 5 o'clock in the morning, someone kept singing this in my mind and made me write it down. I will admit to being frightened when I finally played it out loud and sang the words. In an 88 interview, he added, a lot of people police their own brains. They're like citizen soldiers, so to speak. I've seen people who will willingly arrest try to punish their own brains. Now, that's really sad. That's actually really cool. I like that thought. Like, you are the brain police. It's you. That's vigilante brain policism. You know what I mean? It's not even official. It's like self-imposed. It's hard to pin it down to one central agency when you realize that so many people are willing to do it themselves. I mean, the people who want to become amateur brain police, their numbers grow every day. People who say to themselves, I couldn't possibly consider that, and then spank themselves for even getting that far. So you don't even need to blame it on a central brain police agency. You've got plenty of people who will willingly subject themselves to this form of mutilation. I cannot speak today. I think that's really cool. That thought that he's, and there's a lot of covers here as well. That's a thought of, who are the brain police? I guess that's a question all have to ask in a sense, right? Let's move on into the next track here, which is Go Cry on Somebody Else's Shoulder. He ain't got no heart for you, so you better find another shoulder too.
A year ago today was when you went away.
He is parodying.
But now you come back knocking on my door, and you'll say you're back to stay.
That's a parody.
Go cry on somebody else's shoulder.
Of like old doo-wop and soul, right?
I'm somewhat wiser now, and one whole year older.
That is so
I
funny.
don't need you now. I don't love you anymore.
That's hilarious.
You cheated me, baby, and told some dirty lies about me. Fooling around with all those other guys. That's why I had to set you free. I sure don't need you now, and I don't love you anymore. Yeah, girl, today you went away, and now you come back crying, darling, please let me in. I don't need you, no, I don't love you anymore. So go lean on, go cry.
Get out of here.
Somebody else's door. Go cry on somebody else's shoulder. I'm somewhat wiser now, and one whole year older. I sure don't need you now. I don't love you anymore. Oh my darling.
Go ahead and cry. Go ahead and let the tears fall out of your eyes. Let them fall in your dress. Who cares if it makes a mess?
Get out.
I gave you my high school ring at the root beer stand. We had a teenage love, baby. I thought it was sharp, it was really so grand, but
you cheated me, baby. I told some dirty lies about me. Fooling around with all those other guys. That's why I had to get my khakis pressed. I sure don't need you now. I don't love you anymore.
baby, I love you so much, darling. Why don't you dig me? I dig you, but you don't dig me. I don't understand what it is. I had my car reupholstered. I got my hair processed. Got a nice pompadour job on it. I bought a new pair of shoes. I got some new khakis, and I met you.
Gotta get impressed. I think it is absolutely hilarious that they have taken like doo-wop style and like this kind of early soul and just absolutely zappified it at this point in their debut and given it their own little twist. It's not even a love song. It is a complete opposite. It is more than breakup even. Like this is very reminiscent of like the Penguins, Earth Angel, and the Platters and groups like that. And they did it so successfully. Like even the way the harmonies, of course, swinging in the back from the rest of the band, and you have those ooh woo 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 and the da wah wah wah. Like the way that Zappa even does that is so funny. And it works so well of writing that fine line between being satirical and parodying, but actually still sounding good, right? This doesn't sound bad. It's not like they're making it bad with horrible taste or anything. It still sounds very approachable, but you can tell that they're kind of doing this little bit of tongue in cheek. And even when Zappa kind of moves into the ending of the track, and his singing turns from, the swing of the doo-wop style and that sweet airiness to something more direct and lower in how he speaks there. It's funny how his voice really, obviously, like it calls to mind the yellow snow sweets and the way he's talking about the, don't eat the yellow snow and everything. That kind of speaking tone is right here near the very end in that outro. I just think that's incredibly funny. I love how the piano's brought in very nicely. You have a lot of people playing piano on the album, so I couldn't tell you exactly who's playing on this particular track, but you have Les McCann, you have Mac Rebenak, and then you also have Eugene Denovi. Lots of pianists here. Don't know who's on this one, but it's a nice little texture in the background. And the song, instrumentally, really does follow that doo-wop style. It's just those little nuances of comedy that Zappa inserts vocally. Especially the whoa whoa whoa, because whoa 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 whoa. You can see him kind of doing that. That really makes it stand out. A year ago today was when you went away, but now you come knocking on my door and you say you're back to stay. But I say, I give a little bit of
No thanks. No thanks.
See ya.
Yeah, no thanks.
Go cry on somebody else's shoulder. I'm somewhat wiser now and 1 whole year older. I sure don't need you now. I don't love you anymore. You cheated me, baby, and sold me some dirty lies about me, fooled around with all those other guys. That's why I had to set you free. I sure don't need you now, and I don't love you anymore. A year ago today, you went away, and now you come back crying. Darling, please let me in, but I don't need you. I don't love you anymore. Go lean on. Go cry on somebody else's door. Move on. Next door. Don't solicit your tears here. Oh, my darling, go ahead and cry. Go ahead and let those tears fall out your eye. Let them fall on your dress. Who cares if it makes a mess? I gave you my high school ring at the root beer stand. We had a teenage love, baby. I thought it was sharp. It was really so grand. But you cheated me. Goes on again. That's why I had to get my khakis pressed. I sure don't need you now. Oh, I love you. Why don't you dig me off this conversation? I dig you, but you don't dig me. I don't understand what it is. I had my car reupholstered, had my hair processed, got a nice pompadour job on it, bought a new pair of shoes, got some new khakis, and I met you and went out to get some Coca-Cola. He said, I don't want any part of you anymore. Knock, knock, knock. Keep on moving. Keep on moving on. Let's move on to the next track, speaking of, which is going to be Motherly Love. Hopefully this is not anything about Oedipus.
Motherly love. Motherly love. Forget about the brotherly and otherly love. Motherly love is just a thing for you. You know your mother's gonna love you till you don't know what to do. The mother's got love that'll drive you mad. They're raving about the way we do. No need to feel lonely, no need to feel sad. If we ever get a hold on you, what you need is motherly love.
You need us,
Get it now. Motherly love. Forget about the brotherly and otherly love. Motherly love is just a thing for you. You know your mother's gonna love you till you don't know what to do.
I need to know what that is.
Nature's been good to this here band. Don't ever think we're shy. Send us up some little groupies and we'll take their hands and rock them till they sweat and cry. What you need is motherly love. Get it now. Motherly love. Forget about the brotherly and otherly love. Motherly love is just a thing for you. You know your mother's gonna love you till you don't know what to do. We can love you till you have a heart will bite your neck and scratch your back.
Okay.
Till you don't know what to do. What
Like a
you
dog.
need is motherly love. Motherly love. Forget about the brotherly and otherly love. Motherly love is just a thing for you. You know your mother's gonna love you till you don't know what to do. You know I got a little motherly love for you, babe.
There he goes.
You know I got a little motherly love for you, honey. You know it doesn't bother me at all that you're only 18 years old, cause I got a little motherly love for you, babe.
Bang, bang. You know, I'm starting to think that that sound that keeps recurring is just probably Zappa himself or someone just going like just mouthing that sound in there. I'm beginning to think that's where my I'm seeing this one. Motherly Love, I'm feeling, unless I'm missing something, that's just a little self-referential track. This is just one that they're talking about themselves, you know? Even lyrically, when you look at the beginning here, I guess we could just look at it while we're here. Motherly Love, forget out the brotherly, the otherly. Motherly Love is just a thing for you. You know your mother's going to love you till you don't know what to do. The mothers got love that'll drive you mad. They're raving about the way we do. See? Self-referential. They're talking about themselves, the mothers of Invention. There you go. I'm really happy this wasn't about Oedipus. But like, I really like that. Like, at this point in the album, you've heard a few tracks, you know, and now they're kind of properly introducing themselves to you in this track, which I think that this track is completely okay. I think it sounds good. Nothing in it necessarily sounds like it stands out as some of the other tracks recently, but I think that this one sounds good. It just doesn't necessarily, you know, click in like some amazing way at this point. So I think kind of I would not say that this is a filler track at all. I just think it's a nice psychedelic track, but I kind of, maybe I'm missing some of the weirdness a little bit thinking about it. You know, nice guitar, nice jangly sound to it, sure, but you know, I'm kind of missing a little bit of the weirdness that we got near the end of this one. No need to feel lonely, no need to feel sad. If we ever get a hold on you, what you need is motherly love. Just come on and listen to us, guys. Come freak out with us. Nature's been good to this here band. Don't ever think we're shy. Send us up some little groupies and we'll take their hands and rock them till they sweat and cry. What you need is motherly love. We can love you till you have a heart attack. You'd best believe that's true. We'll bite your neck and scratch your back till you don't know what to do. We'll satisfy you like scratching. Well, maybe not the biting your neck. Never mind. I know, we know where they're going. I was thinking of like a dog and like scratching a dog's back and stuff like that, but I guess they'll satisfy you in that way too, huh? I got a little more motherly love for you. No, it doesn't bother me at all that you're only 18 years old, because I got a little motherly love for you, baby. Listen, everyone can listen to a little Mothers of Invention. Let's move on to the next track, the final track on this side of the album. How Could I Be Such a Fool?
When I won your love, I was very glad. Every happiness in the world belonged to me. Then our love was lost and you went away. Now I shed my tears in lonely misery. I know now that you never ever really loved me. It hurts me now to think you never ever really cared. I sit and ask myself 1,000 times to try and find what really happened to the love that we shared. How could I be such a fool? How could I believe all those lies you told me? How could I be taken in by your sweet face? You spoiled our love. You ruined my life. I'm so tore down. I'm a terrible disgrace. But there will come a time and you'll regret the way you treat about your love for me. Someone else is gonna know that your love was just a show. How could I be such a fool?
I like how this track wraps up this side with a little bit of like drama to it, you know, especially with the changes in rhythm and the tempo and how it would speed up. It would kind of give it a little half step. I really like that aspect of the track because it makes it really interesting to listen to. It gives it this kind of varied sound and a speed that constantly is changing and moving. I like the sincerity with which Zappa is singing on this one as well. I mean, you know, there's been little moments of comedy and sparks of theatricality and, you know, kind of joking and such. But this one comes a little bit more as straightforward and, you know, being treated a certain way. And I feel like there's something to this one. And I love all the instrumentation in the back. You have the piano that sounds there. You have the little bit of horns and strings and such. It kind of gives this almost a Western orchestral kind of feel. There's something Western about the sound that's being performed here. But I thought this was a really cool track and a nice one to kind of end this side of the album. It just feels like it has something of a little bit more sincerity for some reason. He sings a little bit more straight. No, none of his comedic voices or you know, anything like that. When I won your love, I was very glad. Every happiness in the world belonged to me. Then our love was lost and you went away. Now I shed my tears in lonely misery. Right? It just feels like much more straightforward. I know now that you never really loved me. It hurts me now to think you never really cared. I sit and ask myself 1,000 times to try and find what really happened to the love we shared. Of course, very relatable. You know, anytime a relationship ends, you're sitting there alone. You're just trying to figure out what went wrong, what went right. How did I end up here? How could I be such a fool? How could I believe all those lies you told me? How could I be taken in by your sweet face? You spoiled our love. You ruined my life. I'm so torn down. I'm a terrible disgrace. But there will come a time and you will regret the way you treated me, as if I was a fool and didn't know. The many times you lied about your love for me, someone else is going to know that your love was just a show. How could I be such a fool? You see what I mean? Like there's something just more sincere and direct about this particular track, as if, you know, through all the laughing and the such and the comedy and things, you know, maybe he was really hurt in some capacity here. Let us move on into the next side of the album. Flipping it over. How could I be such a fool? From something very sincere and breakup song to Wowee Zowie. Wowee Zowie.
Zowie, your love's a treat. Wowee Zowie, you can't be beat. Wowee Zowie, baby, you're so neat.
I don't even care if you shave your legs.
Love the tinkling piano.
Wowee Zowie, baby, you're so fine. Wowee Zowie, baby, please be mine. Wowee Zowie, up and down my spine.
I don't even care if you brush your teeth.
Oh, you gotta do that though. There's a line.
Dream of you each morning. I dream of you each night. Just the other day I got so shook up. I dream of you in the afternoon.
Bom diddy bom diddy bom diddy bom diddy bom 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 bom.
It's so singable.
Just the other day I I got the social gun. I had a flash in the afternoon. Wowee, zowie, baby, love me do. Wowee, zowie, and I'll love you too. Wowee, zowie, baby, I'll be true. I don't even care if your dad's the heat.
Just what? Oh, like a cop. See, they're back to that doo-wop. First of all, I love how once again they're going back to this doo-wop style, especially as it goes into the second half. You really get a sense of it. I love those moments where Zappa breaks away from me. I don't even care if you shave your legs. And it goes on there. I love the silliness that they bring into the track here. I think that this is like one of the standouts. Like Wowee Zowie is really catchy. Once again, they're parodying and being satirical, but it's just a fun, groovy track as well. I love the tinkling of the piano on the high notes. That almost sounds something more of like a xylophone or a vibraphone on one of the phones, but I don't necessarily see that here unless it's the hypnophone or whatever that is, or the hippophone. So I just have to believe that, you know, that's one of them playing very high notes on the piano. And I like how it just kind of twinkles in the back there. Just kind of adding to that silliness. You know, no deep, serious chords. No, keep it light, keep it airy, keep it high. Over here, this is, of course, predating Ruth, so she's not in this track. Although I would imagine, you know, if they ever perform this track later on when she's around, she would be performing those particular points. I love the swing of it, though, the just fun that the band seems to have on this one. And it's kind of like, listening to this actually kind of reminds me of like the Beatles and like the different styles that they're going for, the way that they experiment with a select genre, an established genre, and kind of push a little bit on it, right? Just kind of give it a different kind of pulse and different kind of sound. I think that works really, really well with what they're doing. Wowee Zowie, your love's a tree. Wowee Zowie, you can't be beat. Wowee Zowie, baby, you're so neat. I don't even care if you shave your legs. No, Wowee Zowie, baby, you're so fine. Please be mine up and down my spine. I don't even care if you brush your teeth. Oh. I dream of you each morning. I dream of you each night. Just the other day, I got so shook up. I dreamed of you in the afternoon. Like all day. Been thinking of you. Bum diddy bum. Like they just go straight doo up here. Dream of you in the morning. Goes on from there. I love you too. I'll be true. I don't even care if your dad's the heat. Which I'm just imagining means police. Because we could confirm it. There you go. Right? Wowee Zowie. He'll plant some evidence on you. You better be careful. Get out of there before you get Wowee Zowied. You didn't try to call me. Didn't have a quarter at the payphone.
You didn't try to call me. Why didn't you try? Didn't you know I was lonely?
Hey.
No matter who I take home, I keep on calling your name. I need you so bad, 'cause you're the one, babe. Tell me who's loving you now, 'cause it worries my mind, and I can't sleep at all. I stayed home on Friday just to wait for your call. And you didn't try to call me.
Hey.
Why didn't you try? Did you know I was lonely?
Love that quick rapidity of the vocals.
No matter who I take home, I keep on calling your name. And I need you so bad, 'cause you're the one, babe. Tell me who's loving you now, 'cause it worries my mind, and I can't sleep at all. I stayed home on Friday just to wait for your call. I can't say what's right or what's wrong, but I love you. All you gotta do is call me, babe, 'cause I want you.
And no matter how I try, I can't keep the tears from running down my face all alone in my place.
Wow.
You didn't try to call me. Why did you try? Did you try? Did you know I was lonely? Why did you try? Did you try? Did you know I was lonely? I stayed home all afternoon, man. I was working on my car. I fixed the upholstery. I fixed the seat so it would tilt back.
That's what he said before. Ripples to my car.
And you didn't call me, man. I waited. It was Friday night. I remember, man, it was 9 o'clock and I was sitting at home. I was still watching television. And you didn't try to call me. We've been going steady for 6 weeks. And I thought you were my teenage thrill. I thought you were my teenage old man, but you didn't call me. I dig you so much, man. Why didn't you call me? If you could have seen me in the afternoon, it was hot out there. Even washed the car. I reprimered the right front fender, man.
He's done all these things that he's done to try and impress her, and he's nothing. Not even a call back, not even a voicemail, nothing. Not even a ring. Hello, operator, can you connect me? Nope, they're not in. This track, I feel, is one of the best on the album so far. It's a complete package to me. I love the way that Zappa sings. He sings with such strong earnest here. And I think that's, if you weren't convinced before, I think that this is one of those tracks that's played straight enough that you would really take Zappa as a serious artist. And not that there hasn't been serious artistry happening before, but like, for example, when I first started listening to Frank Zappa, I wasn't like really attuned to the more comedic and cartoonish elements in the music and those being included. It wasn't something that I personally liked. I just like to listen to, I guess for lack of a better word, something more serious, and kind of in that regard. But in warming up to Zappa and of course covering a lot of his music now, it's really cool how he can go into these different directions that I think it's serious. It makes a statement, but it also can be comedic. And, in a track like this, I think it shows off, especially vocally, what he's capable of, because I think his singing is really nice, especially that one, higher sustained note that he sings in the middle there. The music is very genuine and straightforward, and there's still the comedy element to the lyrics, and especially the ending and that little ramble. He goes into his more silly voice, and I reupholstered this, and I washed my car, and I bought new deodorant. I did all these things, and I like how those two elements fuse in this track, and they do so to a degree with which it's to me it seems very successful. I think it's the best way. And I really love, let me pull it back here. You didn't try to call.
Tell me who I
before
think I can calling your name.
There you go.
I need you so bad. You're the one thing.
See, that's those series of hits and the way that he vocally kind of leapfrogs on them, like, when you're playing Frogger and trying to get across the traffic. The way that he lands on all those hits, I think, is really satisfying. The way he does it, he sings in the beginning with this quick, rapid response. And I like that kind of direction and diversity in the way that he sings and he approaches the music, because he uses his voice, to me, very rhythmically interesting. And just as the music can be complicated, there's sometimes when he uses his vocals to a similar effect, kind of playing in that very experimental and progressive kind of nature of the track that I think continually keeps it interesting, alongside, of course, with his character. You didn't try to call me? Why didn't you try? Didn't you try? Didn't you try? Or didn't you know I was lonely? No matter who I take home, I keep calling your name. And I need you so bad because you're the one, babe. Tell me, who's loving you now? Because it worries my mind and I can't sleep at all. I stayed home on Friday just to wait for your call, when you had to sit by the phone because you didn't want to miss it. You didn't try to call me. Tell me who's loving you now, because it worries my mind. I just can't sleep at all. I can't say what's right or what's wrong, but I love you. All you got to do is call me, babe, because I love you. You make me feel so excited. I got so hung up from the moment we met. No matter how to try, I can't keep the tears from running down my face, all alone at my place. And then, of course, that ending, I stayed home all afternoon, man. I was working on my car, fixed the upholstery, fixed the seats so it would tilt back. Like, we were ready. You didn't call me. I remember it was Friday night, 9 o'clock, sitting home, watching TV. We've been going steady for 6 weeks. I thought you were my teenage pro. I thought you were my teen angel man. But you didn't call me. I dig you so much. Why didn't you call me? I even washed the car, re-primered the front, the rear front, or the front, the right front fender. We were going to go out. Everything. I had the car ready to vroom vroom. This is not a car, vroom vroom. I had the car ready to go. But she didn't call. Alas. Let's go ahead and move on to the next track here. Any Way the Wind Blows. Doesn't even matter.
Any way the wind blows isn't fine with me. Any way the wind blows, it don't matter to me. 'Cause I'm through with a fussing and a fighting with you. I went out and found a woman who is gonna be true. She makes me oh so happy now I never ever blue.
It's a good meter right there.
Any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows. She is my heart and soul, and she loves me tenderly. Now my story can be told, just how good she is to me. Yeah, she treats me like she loves me and she never makes me cry. I'm gonna stick with her till the day I die. She's not like you, baby, she would never ever lie. Any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows.
Let that bass cool down.
Any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows. Now that I am free from the troubles of the past, took me much too long to see that our romance couldn't last. I'm gonna go away and leave you standing at the door. I'll tell you, pretty baby, I won't be back no more. 'Cause
Love
you
that
don't
ramble.
even know what love is for. Any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows, any way the wind blows.
It's perhaps somewhat obvious, but I love how catchy this track is. Any way the wind blows, bum, 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 bum. It is incredibly catchy, and I mean, it's a repeated line, so of course it's catchy because they're really hooking you in repetition. But nonetheless, it stays really, really catchy the whole time, and it's not like a long track, almost 3 minutes, but I like how that hook is repeated so often, and it just keeps you engaged. And I really like the guitar playing and the bass playing specifically in here. You know, the riffing, especially in those spaces after he's singing, and bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 like those little riffs that come in, those little fills, I think are so fun, especially the last one where you kind of get a little of a double up there. And then the bass line behind it all keeps things moving at this really nice pace, but also fills the track with a little bit of warmth. Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, the wind, bum, 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 bum. It's like a river of melodious rhythm. Yeah, it just keeps it going, but it keeps it flowing in a very interesting way. And even while it's repeating those hooks, even while the melodies repeat to a certain degree, there's a certain element of, you know, I won't be satisfied unless I hear that thing come back, because it just hits that catchy nook, you know? It just hits that niche very, very well. And I think that this track, I guess it might be a little bit after the time, but I feel like this is a track that that could be like featured and played at like a sock hop. I don't know why this is making me think of like a high school dance or something like that. Like, you know, the high school dance, you got like the slow song that comes in at some point during the night, but then you need to bring the energy back up a little bit. This is one of those tracks where like you get them back on the dance floor. You know, they've had their first dance, nervous, palms are sweaty. It gets them back separated and they can dance with their friends or be with their friends again. Any way the wind blows is a fine with me. Any way the wind blows, it don't matter to me. Because I'm through with fussing and fighting with you. I went out and found a woman who's going to be true. She makes me oh so happy. Now I'm never blue. Any way the wind blows. He doesn't care which way it blows. He's happy. She's my heart and soul and she loves me tenderly. Now my story can be told just how good she is to me. She treats me like she loves me and she never makes me cry. I'm going to stick with her till the day I die. She's not like you, baby. She would never lie. Well, this could be referencing, you know, some people in the previous tracks. Now that I'm free from the troubles of the past, took me much too long to see that our romance couldn't last. I'm going to go away and leave you standing at the door. I'll tell you, pretty baby, I won't be back no more. Standing at the door, yeah. The door referenced again. Keep on moving, because you don't even know what love is for. Any way the wind blows. Any way the wind blows, it's blowing you away. Next track here, I'm Not Satisfied. Could imagine if this was a concept album of just bouncing relationships after relationships. This track, he just said, you know, I'm so happy with the person that I'm with now, better than anyone before, and now I'm not satisfied. Just imagine if it was a concept in that regard.
Yeah.
Whoa, came in deep there.
Got no place to go. I'm tired of walking up and down this street all by myself. No love left for me to give. I try and try, but no one wants me the way I am.
What that bluesy piano there?
Why should I pretend I like to roam from door to door? Maybe I'll just kill myself.
Okay.
I just don't care no more, because I'm not satisfied. Everything I've tried, I don't like the way life has been abusing me.
That's so heavy and angry the way he hits that.
Yeah. I never met no one.
Listen to those heavy hits.
I was dead and gone. Who needs me to care for them? Nobody needs me. Why should I just hang around? Why should I just sit and watch while the others smile? I just wish that someone cared if I was happy for a while, because I'm not satisfied. Everything I've tried, I don't like the way life has been abusing me. Yeah.
So at this point, this is the angriest track that we've heard. This is the angriest that we've heard Zappa. I love how he sings so direct. It's a calm anger. It's a I'm just staring at you, holding myself back kind of anger. And the way that the music, the drums, those horns, the trumpets really accentuate and push that anger, those hits, bum, 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 bum. And the heaviness of those drums alongside of the tone that Frank is taking here. Oh, that's a righteous anger. Like the heaviness of Here. There's a punchiness to that. There's a left, right. I know I'm reversing my hands, but as your right, my left. But like there's that pouncing on it, that way he's punching those hits, and it's just so pronounced. It's so heavy. That's really cool. And then there's the bluesy piano just hanging around in the back, just watching things from the sideline. I can't help but see on this track, I'm Not Satisfied was written between 63 and 65, around the same time that Frank Zappa divorced his wife and was also arrested and spent 6 months in jail. Hold on. For conspiracy to commit pornography. Okay. It's an interesting charge. This all makes it hard to not see the song as a product of Zappa's mental state during this period. The lyrics were very ahead of its time and speaking on depression in a more personal and unfiltered way. Hold on, I want to read the lyrics before you read any more. Yeah, this one was just furious. Got no place to go. I'm tired of walking up and down the street by myself. No love left to give, or for me to give. I try, but no one wants me the way I am. Why should I pretend I like to roam from door to door? Maybe I'll just kill myself. I just don't care anymore because I'm not satisfied. Everything I've tried, I don't like the way life's been abusing me. And even like the yes heavy and drawn out. Who would care if I was gone? I never met no one who'd care if I was dead and gone. Who needs me to care for them? Nobody needs me. Why should I just hang around? Why should I just sit and watch while others smile? I just wish that someone cared if I was happy. And while it always comes down to it, right? The heart of it all. Because I'm not satisfied. Everything I've tried, I don't like the way life has been abusing me. Yeah. This sounds like angry dissatisfaction. Says the song could also be interpreted as that of a freak's hard time trying to find love in the area, casted out by his own peers and remains an outcast amongst the outcast. The song stands out as one of his most depressive numbers, tackling themes of alienation, mental health, and love, all under his trademark guise of comedic irony, which he might have used to shield the song from any personal connotations. This to me was just heavy. I guess emotionally heavy, sure, but musically just hitting lefts and rights. You're probably wondering why I'm here. Let's find out.
You're probably wondering why I'm here, and so am I, so am I.
Those are very Zappa-esque notes.
Just as much as you wonder about me being in this place, that's just how much I marvel at the lameness on your face. You rise each day the same old way, and join your friends out on the street. Spray your hair and think you're neat. I think your life is incomplete, but maybe that's not for me to say. They only pay me here to play.
He's not there to make commentary.
I'm in a caravan with a drum solo.
You're probably wondering why I'm here, and so am I, so am I.
What is that?
Just as much as you wonder about me staring back at you. That's just how much I question the corny things you do. You paint your face and then you chase to meet the gang where the action is. Stomp all night and drink your fizz. Roll your car and say gee whiz. You tore a big hole in your convertible top. What will you tell your mom and pop?
Mom, I tore a big hole in the convertible.
You're probably wondering why I'm here, and so am I, so am I. just as much as you wonder if I mean just what I say. That's just how much I question the social games you play. You told your mom you're stoked on Tom and went for a cruise in Freddy's car. Tommy's asking where you are. You boogied all night in a cheesy bar. Plastic boots and plastic hat, and you think you know where it's at. Yeah! You're probably wondering why I'm here.
Not that it makes a heck of a lot of difference to you.
This one is pure psychedelic fun. Don't think too much about it. You're here, I'm here. Don't think, listen, just we're here. And Icy says it probably doesn't make enough of a difference. I love how the yeah comes back. It's like a reoccurring motif throughout the album, especially here. The chorus is really fun as well. It makes me think kind of like of a carnival ride. There's a funness to it. It just encircles itself, and it sounds like you're on a ride, and the music there is kind of carnival-esque. You have that kind of xylophone or whatever sound in here once again. And I love the way that the rhythm of that chorus as well. I really like that. The harmonies behind Zappa that kind of demystify themselves and separate at the end like oil and water is really cool. How it just kind of deconstructs from there. And then it goes off and just gives a little bit of a yell. This is a fun little psychedelic track. And this one also ends this side of the album. I forgot to mention that before we get into the next two sides, which feature only 3 songs, which are a little bit longer in how they perform. So this feels like a little bit of a dessert in a sense before we get to another course. I'm not saying main course, but it's a bigger course here at the end. I think that this track, we're probably wondering why I'm here, is another track that's fine. I think it's another track that's fine. It comes and goes. To me, it doesn't make a huge impression, but it's not a bad time whatsoever. You're probably wondering why I'm here, so am I. Just as much as you wonder about me being in this place, that's just how much I marvel at the lameness of your face. Okay. You rise each day the same old way. You join your friends out on the street. Spray your hair and think you're neat. I think your life is incomplete. Maybe that's not for me to say. They only pay me here to play. Like he's just a musician. He's just here to play the show. And I want to hear Caravan with a drum solo. Someone called Buddy. You're probably wondering why I'm here, so am I. Just as much as you wonder about me staring back at you, that's just how much I question the corny things you do. You paint your face, then you chase to meet the gang where the action is, stomp all night and drink your fizz, roll your car and say, gee whiz. That was a great line, the way he delivered that. You tore a big hole in your convertible top. What will you tell your mom and pop? Like you're just a young kid. You know, what are you going to tell that mommy and daddy? You know? You're probably wondering why I'm here. Just as much as you wonder if I mean just what I say. Yeah, that's just how much I question the social games you play. A little reversal will make you think about it. You told your mom you're stoked on Tom and went for a cruise in Freddy's car. Tommy's asking where you are. You boogied all night in a cheesy bar. Plastic boots and plastic hat. You think you know where it's at? You're probably wondering why I'm here. Not that it makes a heck of a lot of difference. Listen, you're both here. You're both judging one another, perhaps a little too harshly for how you view the other person's life. But I guess in the end, it doesn't matter, does it? Just as Frank says. All right, let's flip on to the next side here, side 3 of the album. You're going to have 2 tracks on this particular side, Trouble Every Day, and then Help, I'm a Rock, which is a suite in 3 movements, which is just making me think of Everything Everywhere All at Once, the rock section. Now I'm thinking about it. But Trouble Every Day is first, so let's go ahead and take it in. Harmonic in you.
Well, I'm about to get sick from watching my TV, checking out the news until my eyeballs fail to see. I mean to say that every day is just another rotten mess, and when it's gonna change, my friend, is anybody's guess. So I'm watching and I'm waiting, hoping for the best. Even think I'll go to praying every time I hear them saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. no way to delay that trouble coming every day.
That harmonica giving that kind of folklore wandering sound. There's trouble coming.
Wednesday I watched the riot. I seen the cops out on the street. Watch them throwing rocks and stuff and choking in the heat. Listen to reports about the whiskey passing round. Seen the smoke and fire and the market burning down. Watch while everybody on your street would take a turn. The stomping, smashing, bashing, crashing, slashing, busting, burn. And I'm watching it, I'm waiting, hoping for the best. Even think I'll go to praying every time I hear them saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day.
It's inevitable. This is just a straight blues rock track here now.
Well, you can cool it, you can heat it, 'cause baby I don't need it. Take your TV tube and eat it, and all that phony stuff on sports and all the unconfirmed reports. You know, I watched that rotten box until my head began to hurt. From checking out the way the newsmen say they get the dirt before the guys on channel so-and-so, and further they assert that any show they'll interrupt to bring you news if it comes up. They say that if the place blows up, they will be the first to tell, 'cause the boys they got downtown are working hard and doing swell. And if anybody gets the news before it hits the street, they say that no one blabs it faster, their coverage can't be beaten. And if another woman driver gets machine gun from a seat, they'll send some joker with a brownie and you'll see it all complete. So I'm watching
Good line.
and waiting, hoping for the best. Even think I'll go to praying every time I hear them saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day.
Love how he brings it down.
Hey, you know something, people? I'm not black, but there's a whole lot of times I wish I could say I'm not white. Well, I've seen the fires burning and the local people turning on the merchants and the shops who used to sell their brooms and mops and every other household item. Watch a mob just turn and bite them, and they say it served them right because a few of them were white. And it's the same across the nation, black and white discrimination. Yeah, and you can't understand me and all that other jazz they hand me.
This is a great track.
Papers and TV and all that mass stupidity that seems to grow more every day. Each time you hear something it would say, he wants to go and do you in, 'cause the color of your skin just don't appeal to him, no matter if it's black or white, because he's out for blood tonight.
Hey. That guitar, man.
You know we got to sit around at home and watch this thing begin, but I'll bet there won't be many live to see it really end, 'cause a fire in the street ain't like a fire in the heart. And in the eyes of all these people, don't you know that this could start on any street in any town, in any state if any clown decides that now's the time to fight for some ideal he thinks is right. And if a million more agree, there ain't no great society as it applies to you and me. Our country isn't free, and the law refuses to see if all that you can ever be is just a lousy janitor. And unless your uncle owns the store, you know that 5 in every 4 just won't amount to nothing more. They'll watch the rats go across the floor and make up songs about being poor. Blow your harmonica, son.
That trouble coming. So this track, I mean, it's not really satirical. It's just a biting and scathing review and criticism of, America at this time here. And he just speaks kind of straight truth and facts here. He doesn't, he's no longer, at least at this track, like goofing around, providing any sort of comedy. There's nothing weird or strange in his voice. No experimentation, even instrumentally. This is just a straight blues rock track, and Zappa seems to just kind of flow of consciousness, kind of getting all of his thoughts and feelings out as he goes in really fantastically written way. But he just kind of goes about this one extremely straightforward. This is a straight punch from Zappa. No beating around any bushes. No, like I said, no comedy jabs. No, this is just a straight hook here. And I like the way, for example, musically the guitar plays in here. Just fantastic, alongside of the harmonica as well. But I like how the guitar is constantly riffing and shredding up and soloing, providing leads throughout this track, kind of building the intensity as Zappa does so lyrically. Zappa's delivery is just constantly going. And word vomit is a negative connotation. Well, think of a positive connotation, a verbal outpouring is what we're getting from him. A spigot of truth, a spout of knowledge and experience and thoughts. That's what's happening here. And I like the way that he delivers this. Like he's just soulfully putting it out there in this continuous passage and this continuous movement, which I think is really well done, especially for this track and the way that he's speaking and what he's speaking about. Well, I'm about to get upset from watching my TV, right? He is already setting the scene. Checking out the news until my eyeballs fail to see. I mean to say that every day is just another rotten mess. And when it's going to change, my friend, is anybody's guess. So I'm watching and I'm waiting. I love the way that he sings that. He has this really cool, soulful cadence that's already established here. Of course, he would bring it into later works as well, but it's really cool to hear it here. Wednesday, I watched the riot. I seen cops out on the street, watched them throwing rocks and stuff and choking in the heat. Listened to the reports about the whiskey passing around, seen the smoke and fire, about the market burning down. Watched while everybody on his street would take a turn, stomp and smash and bash and crash and slash and bust and burn. Just what a great, fantastic line. Well, you can cool it, you can heat it, because baby, I don't need it. Take your TV tube and eat it, and all that phony stuff on sports and all the unconfirmed reports. I watched that rotten box until my head began to hurt. From checking out the way the newsmen say they're going to get the dirt before the guys on channel so-and-so, and further they assert that any show they'll interrupt to bring your news if it comes. They say that if the place blows up, they will be the first to tell, because the boys they got downtown are working hard and doing swell. And if anybody gets the news before it hits the streets, they say no one blabs it better. Their coverage can't be beat. And if another woman driver gets machine gun from her seat, they'll send some joker with a brownie and you'll see it all complete. Of course, I'm imagining a brownie, a weed brownie. Oh, it must have been him. Just throw him in, lock him up for something he had nothing to do with, right? Planting evidence, or at least just, who cares? Just get this guy and, we'll call it a case closed. I like how this is, first scathing review of the news and media, and, we're competing with another news station and this and that, and just trying to get any sort of dirt on people, whether it's truthful and accurate or not. Hey, something, people? I'm not black, but there's a whole lot of times I wish I could say I'm not white. Well, I seen the fires burning and the local people turning on the merchants, on the shops who used to sell their brooms and mops, and every other household item. Watched a mob just turn and bite them, and they say it served them right, because a few of them were white. And it's the same across the nation, black and white discrimination, yelling, "You can't understand me," and all that other jazz they hand me. And the papers and TV and all that mass stupidity that seems to grow more every day each time you hear some nitwit say he wants to go and do you in because the color of your skin just don't appeal to him. No matter if it's black or white, because he's out for blood tonight. Always pushing the differences, the conflicts between two sides, whatever they may be, here racially, could be politically, could be any other way. And almost driving a wedge of divide in between so that none can find some sort of commonality and growth together and progress perhaps together, right? We sit around at home and watch this thing begin, but I bet there won't be many live to see it really end. Because a fire in the street ain't like a fire in the heart. That's a great line. And in the eyes of all these people, don't you know that this could start on any street, in any town, in any state, and if any clown decides that now's the time to fight for some ideal he thinks is right. If a million more agree, there ain't no great society. As it applies to you and me, our country isn't free, and the law refuses to see. if all you can ever be is just a lousy janitor unless your uncle owns a store. You know that 5 in every 4 just won't amount to nothing more. Gonna watch the rats go across the floor and make up songs about being poor. You can't say that he did not go in on this one. He wrote the song in 1965 at the residence of a methamphetamine chemist, Zappa referred to as Wild Bill, the mannequin guy. He composed the lyrics while watching continuous televised coverage of the Watts riots. It reflects, of course, his anger towards systemic racism, the conditions behind the unrest, and the way mainstream news transformed tragedy into spectacle. The lyrics document his response to the riots, confronting poverty, racial injustice, etc. The critical stance situates the song within 60s protest culture, though its tone is more cynical and confrontational than the era's folk protest traditions. That is absolutely true. This was just as the kids say, straight fire. Let's move on into the next track here, which is going to be Help, I'm a Rock. Which seems perhaps, just based off the title, could be completely different. Help, I'm a Rock. Why does this remind me of Amen Jewel for some reason? It's a drag being everything. Is this Infinity by Aphrodite's Child?
It can't happen here. It can't happen here. I'm telling you, my dear, that it can't happen here. Because I've been checking it out, baby. I checked it out a couple of times. And I'm telling you, it can't happen here. Oh, darling, it's important that you believe me, bop, 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 that it can't happen here. Who could imagine that they would freak out somewhere in Kansas? Kansas, Kansas. Could imagine that they would freak out in Minnesota. Who could imagine? That they would freak out in Washington, D.C. But it can't happen here. It can't happen here. Everybody's safe and it can't happen here. No freaks for us. It can't happen here. Everybody's clean and it can't happen here. No, no, it won't happen here. I'm telling you kids, it won't happen here. Plastic folks, you know it won't happen here. You're safe, mama. You're safe, baby. You just cook the TV dinner and you make it. Oh, we're gonna get a TV dinner and cook it up. Oh, get a TV dinner and cook it up, cook it up. Oh, and it won't happen here. No, man. You guys bet they would freak out in the suburbs. Everything's cool. I remember Tutu, I remember Tutu, I remember Tutu, they had a swimming pool. I remember Tutu, I remember Tutu, they had a swimming pool. I remember Tutu, I remember Tutu, they had a swimming pool. And they thought it couldn't happen here. They knew it couldn't happen here. They were so sure it couldn't happen here, but Susie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I've always felt that. Yes, I agree, man. It really makes it. Yeah. It's a real theme, man. It really makes it.
Susie, you just got to town, and we've been very interested in your development.
Forget it.
It can't happen here.
So these two tracks definitely or this track, I should say. I'm sorry, this track. It was separated on Spotify as two. Definitely represents the title of the album, Freak Out. I mean, I guess I should get the obvious out of the way. I didn't enjoy the tracks in the sense of I'm not going to listen to these tracks. They're not pleasurable for me. Okay. Now that we got that out the way and squared. What can we appreciate from it? For Help I'm a Rock. For some reason, it made me think of Amon Duel a little bit. And a little bit of like the krautrock scene in some capacity. Maybe it's because of the repeated riff. It's kind of giving me a little bit of like a Can kind of an idea. It's making me think of that, building up a little bit of experimentation, abstractness upon repetition and repeated lines. And I think Help I'm a Rock does that, right? It's interesting. I like the escalation that happens into the end, which I don't know what's happening at the end.
Oh my.
But there's something happening at the end, and like it freaks out, man. I don't even know. I actually don't even know. I don't know what he's saying in the beginning here, because Help I'm a Rock. Wow, man, it's a drag being a rock. Help I'm a rock. I wish I was anything but a rock. Heck, I'd even be a policeman. You know what? If I practice, maybe if I pass my driving test, I could get a gig driving that bus that picks the freaks up in front of Ben Franks. Help, I'm a cop. Now he's changed, right? And then he says, it's drag being a cop. I should be the mayor. Like, no matter what, he's not satisfied. Always wondered what I was going to be when I grow up, Always wondered whether or not I can make it, in society. It's a drag when you're rejected, so I tore the cover off a book of matches I sent in, and I got this letter back that said, and of course it moves on to the next track. Let me look at this. Help I'm a Rock. They entered the studios to record this, among other tracks, under the incorrect assumption that they were a traditional blues ensemble. As a testament to its absurdity, Zappa explained Help I'm a Rock was created spontaneously as just a thing that spewed out. What was happening was what was in the air that night. For the composition's unusual droning background sounds, the band encompassed screams, duck calls, alien beeps, chatter, chatter, tribal chants, and erotic moans. Help I'm a Rock is dedicated to Elvis Presley. He concludes his comments on the song by jokingly remarking about the obvious lack of commercial potential. Ho hum. And then getting to It Can't Happen. It's commonly listed as a separate track, as we heard. In concert, the composition was typically mixed with the other band's songs. It's that one I really can't even say. It can't happen here.
It can't happen. Just that they would freak out.
Like I feel like lyrically, it's talking about different places. Are they going to understand the band's music? Once again, it's not a track that I can say that I enjoyed on a pleasurable level. But it exists.
It can't happen here. Everybody's safe, and it can't happen here.
It exists. It definitely exists. It can't happen here. Can't happen here. I'm telling you, my dear, that it can't happen here because I've been checking it out, baby. I checked it out multiple times. Who would imagine they would freak out somewhere in Kansas? Who would imagine they would freak out in Minnesota? Who would imagine they would freak out in Washington, D.C.? But it can't happen here. I imagine, to me, that's what they're saying. Like, their music is spreading to these different places, but they're still not too sure if it's going to happen where they want it, or at least locally in some capacity. Plastic folks, it won't happen here. You're safe, mama. You're safe, baby. You just cook a TV dinner. You make it. We're going to get a TV dinner, cook it up. Who would imagine that they would freak out in the suburbs? Man, you guys are really safe. Everything's cool. I don't even know. It also features a B-side with a running time of nearly 9 minutes. Help I'm a Rock remains one of the Mother's Invention's most lengthy and experimental pieces in their catalog. You are not wrong with it. That's the best I can say for that one. Let's move on into the next track, the final track of the album, side 4, covering the entire side of the album, which is going to be The Return of the Son of Monster Magnet. The previous track has confused me, bamboozled me. Let's see how this one ends things.
Susie?
Yes.
Susie cream cheese?
Yes.
This is the voice of your conscience, baby. I just want to check one thing out with you. You don't mind, do you?
What?
Susie Cream Cheese, honey, what's got into you?
That theremin like sound is just already confused.
Oh, yes, I
I don't know what to say. Oh, we're back to this, huh? I have nothing to say. They want me to say something, but I have nothing to say. And 5 more minutes, man. 5 more minutes. We're at the zoo. Okay.
America's wonderful. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. It really makes it. Cheese.
Sounds like the Predator.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. Flashing, man. Flashing, man. Wow, right, man. Skies are blue. No. Yeah. What, man? Faster, faster. Fire, man. Flash. Flashing. Flashing. Cream cheese. 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 Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Did you pick up on that?
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Full album listen. Frank Zappa, Mothers of Invention, Freak Out. I didn't like this. If I didn't like the other track with Rock, I'm not gonna like this. It's pretty much more the same. It's not my thing. I didn't enjoy this on any level, and it's hard for me to appreciate it as well. Let's look at some of the information for this track. It is the longest song, consisting of 2 parts: Ritual Dance of the Child Killer and Nula's Pretty. No commercial potential. That is absolutely for sure. The name of the song was probably inspired by a toy called Monster Magnet from the Whammo Company. I guess they sold out last Christmas. I was trying to make a joke. Please clap. The Return of the Son of Monster Magnet consists of an avant-garde sound collage. The first half is dominated by insistent rock-style drumming and occasional piano riffs, etc. According to Zappa himself, the freak-out version of the song is merely a rhythm track and was never finished as intended. Apparently, for budgetary reasons, Verve executives curtailed further recording of the track even after shelling out $500 for rinse and percussion. Indeed, the subtitle of the track is an unfinished ballet in 2 tableaux. Zappa never augmented or completed this piece when he had time, money, or his own recording studio. Dr. John Mac Rabenak appears on piano, and his voice can be heard sporadically throughout the track. According to Beatles author and Zappa biographer Barry Miles, the unreleased Beatles experimental track Carnival of Light, which was recorded in '67, resembles this track, although it is believed that Carnival of Light is more fragmented and abstract than... Yeah. I genuinely just, I don't have anything to say about this track and lyrically, man. I mean, a piece of music, Concrete, was never finished as intended, of course. The piece is supposed to represent the mind of the main character in the song Susie Cream Cheese while she's going insane. Side 3 and Side 4 can knock on another door. But when it comes to the first two sides of the album, very enjoyable overall, very interesting. Favorite tracks on the album? I'm sorry, these last few tracks have melted my mind. Wowee Zowie's fun. You Didn't Try to Call Me's fun. Brain Police is cool. These last few tracks just my mind is melted. You had a Snickers bar of a brain and you left it in the car during the summer heat. You went back, you realized that you left the Snickers bar, and what you grabbed you thought was going to be solid has just absolutely melted in your hands and squishing in the wrapper. That's my mind right now. That's my mind. That's woo. Ooh, this one here. Let's see. Let's look at a little bit of the info here to get ourselves back up a little bit. The band's original repertoire consisted of rhythm and blues covers, but after Zappa joined the band, his original compositions came to the fore and their name was changed, of course. Although the album was initially poorly received in the US, it was successful in Europe. Gained a cult following in America where it continued to sell in substantial quantities. Can't even speak today. Let's see. The album was recorded in Hollywood, California. Some songs, such as Motherly Love and I Ain't Got No Heart, had already been recorded. These recordings, said to have been made in 1965, were not officially released until 2004. Tom Wilson became more enthusiastic as the sessions continued. In the middle of the week of recording, Zappa told him, "I would like to rent $500 worth of percussion equipment for a session that starts at midnight on Friday, and I want to bring all the freaks from Sunset Boulevard into the studio to do something special." The materials worked into Cream Cheese, a ballet in Two to Blue. That was eventually titled the last track we heard. Zappa is heard complaining that the version of Monster Magnet was in fact an unfinished piece. And of course, as I read, they refused to approve some more studio time, censorship, and alternate mixes. Let's see. Wowee Zowie itself originally contained a music concrete section between the bridge and third verse, while the third section of Help I'm a Rock, called It Can't Happen Here, contained 2 additional lines. Tapes of the early sequence were eventually leaked to European collectors and bootlegged. The label eventually requested that the 2 lines in question be removed from It Can't Happen Here section, both of which have been interpreted by MGM executives to be drug references. However, the label either had no objections to or else did not notice his sped up recording of Zappa shouting the F word after accidentally smashing his finger. It happens sometimes. Occurring at 11 minutes and 36 seconds into return. Was 11, what did I just say? 11:36. I'm pulling it up right now. I guess that was it. Okay, I guess that was it. And it goes on from there. Those last few tracks just like melted me. I don't even know what else to say, except we'll have to say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the album listen. I was doing so good up until the very end. Alan, thank you so much once again for the support and the suggestion and the sponsorship for this album. Really enjoyed most of it. It was just, it melted my mind in the back half there, but thank you so much regardless. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the recommendation. I had a good time with it. It was really cool to see historically this side of Zappa, especially so early, already putting his foot down, already kind of digging in and experimenting with, genres and that kind of thing. Was really, really cool. And overall, the album was quite enjoyable. So let me know, of course, what you guys thought of it. Thank you as always for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I am going to go lie down now.